Welcome to Win Your Claim Wednesday. We are here with some amazing news. We won and we want to share it with you. Chris, you really were the mastermind behind this. I want you to start us off. Tell us what's going on, and then let's bring in some visuals. We've got some visuals for you guys.
Yes, yes. It is a favorite day of the week for us. Wednesday, win your claim. Wednesday. We
Yeah,
love it. We love it.
we do.
So every time a claim comes across our desk to where we evaluate it and decide how we want to proceed with this,
Right,
we look at a lot of different things. Obviously, we're licensed public adjusters. That's our main job. We also do appraisals, which we've explained how kind of that process works.
right,
In this particular case, it made most sense to take this as a public adjuster because we're fighting to open coverage on
right.
a lot of items that the insurance company did not open coverage for. That would have been excluded out of the appraisal because the appraisal language on this thing was just
Right.
crazy, crazy strict. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got.
So, like, what was the appraisal language, or just give us a quick synopsis because this is really important. And I'm glad you brought it up that when it comes into our office, we evaluate it like how can we best serve the insured? Simple
Yeah.
as that. And we review it based on our expertise and experience and say, look, this would go and be better for the insured if it goes this route or
Mhm.
this route. And that's what we did is we had to open coverage for certain items because of newer appraisal language that's in these
Mhm.
policies, which is really not fair to the insured, but really
Mhm.
helpful to the insurer. And so,
Absolutely.
like, what was some of that verbiage, or just give us a kind of a high level view of that?
No, absolutely. So there are three things in there. One,
Okay, cool.
um, before you can actually invoke appraisal, you have to send in a sworn proof of loss that need to be notarized, meaning it's
Great.
got to detail out, all of the actual damages.
Yeah.
Then you have to wait 10 days before you send in an appraisal demand letter, and you have to send in what exactly items are being disputed, like line by line. What are you disputing?
Whoa.
And on top of that, it specifically said that if there has been no coverage open, basically for any different areas of this claim, that the appraisers cannot discuss it whatsoever. So,
Whoa.
yeah, so if there was no open coverage on, let's say, siding, windows, they can't even look at it. They have to go directly to the room.
Wow. Dude, that is
So,
super restrictive. And again,
super restrictive.
I know that's in there. Obviously, you and I discuss policies every single day, but
Yeah.
I don't think most people realize contractors, insureds, what that actually means because they speak to their insurance agent or get it online. They're like, "Oh, I have this coverage." Do you? Do you actually have the coverage? That's like
I
read
know.
your policy because that is super restrictive. And if you don't know what you're doing as a contractor or the insured, and you're like, "Hey, we want to go to appraisal," the insurance company might be like, "Okay, great. Let's do that because it's in their favor that they didn't open coverage on the roof, the siding, the windows, and it cannot be discussed in appraisal, which only hurts the insured." And that's why we went the route that we did specifically with this claim, knowing
Mhm.
the appraisal language, because part of our intake for every claim that comes into our office is we run a policy review because
Mhm.
the power that we have as public adjusters is in the policy, contract policy, that then we can help the insured. And so when we do our policy review, one of the things we look at is the appraisal language. Is it
Mhm.
favorable for the insurer, like this one, or the insured? And if it's
Mhm.
one way or the other, it helps determine how we're going to move forward for the insured. So, Chris, go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, yeah, you hit everything spot on. Obviously, a ton of things, huge restrictions. So we
Yeah,
knew that we were up against, a pretty big hill, anyways. But as us public adjusters, we saw the damage there. Now, how can we improve it? So
right.
we went in and we did our normal, investigation. We compiled an awesome public adjuster report, sent in all of our
Right.
findings. They came back. They actually opened coverage on some other items that we didn't have before, which was a huge win. We got an increase in the claim, and then we got another reinspection done. Then we looked at some other items that they opened coverage on. We were still nowhere near to where we needed to be, but the fact that they opened coverage on these items
Right.
was a
Which
huge
was
win.
our goal.
Absolutely. So we increased the claim again, and then we're kind of at this point where it was almost a standstill. It's like, okay, we have hit every single door, that is physically possible. Keep in mind, we're just humans. We're gonna win the best way we can,
That's
but
right.
at some point, we're gonna have that conversation with our insureds, just like we did in the very beginning of, hey, if we get to this point, here are some other options.
Right.
And that's how we put all of our claims together.
Yep.
If we decide, or if the insured decides, because again, every situation is different. If the insured decides to go litigation route, we've got, a complete file that's been thoroughly documented. Obviously, the option is to go appraisal too, where we have those open coverages now to where it might make sense to go appraisal. So
Yeah.
again,
And that's a big deal is you got the coverage open so then we could, because we knew it was going to be a fight. We
mm-hmm.
already knew that based on the conversation we had with the adjuster and the reports that we had seen from the insurance company, as well as the coverage letter. We knew it was going to be a fight, but we knew how to fight it, right?
Exactly.
David versus Goliath. How do you fight that fight?
Mm-hmm.
You have to use your brain first, right? If you're
Yep.
just trying to go in there and muscle it, it's not going to work. But we see that happen all the time when contractors try to do what we do. But this is what we do every single day. If I got up and tried to put on a roof, trust me, it would not look anywhere near as good as a contractor that does it every single day. And that's
Yeah,
all we're saying. You guys are very capable, but leave it to us because we can actually discuss the policy and figure out the coverages and also figure out the best way to move forward. That's what we do, and that's how we win your claim. Chris,
absolutely.
dude, show us. You created something amazing. What was the initial estimate at, and how did we win your claim?
Yeah. Well, as everyone can see, the initial estimate started out at 41,206 and 98 cents.
Yes, let's see. What did we get it up to after
Keep
everything
in
was said and
mind, we
done?
gave options to our insured at this point in order to save time. We felt good about taking this to appraisal. The appraisal got all the final things that we needed to have addressed. Perfect. Came down to a final award slash final insurance estimate was
A hundred,
175,859 and 67 cents.
dude, $175,859 and
Mm,
67 cents. That is freaking awesome. How
yeah.
did the insured feel about the
Oh, the insured was ecstatic. So
dude,
just
that's awesome.
grateful, loves everything that we do just because we took it out
Amazing.
all off of, her plate.
Yeah.
She was dealing with the insurance company herself, this poor lady, and just, navigating the ship for the insured, handling all the talks. She was so grateful. So
Dude, nice work. And what percentage increase is that?
percentage increase 326, 772%.
Boom, baby. That's how you
Yeah.
win your claim. We know that you, as the insured or the contractor, property manager, risk manager, we know you guys are trying to battle this the best way you possibly can. And let me just tell you this, save your time, save your breath, let us handle it for you. Winyourclaim.com. And please, with this content, keep sharing, keep liking, and subscribe
Yes.
to our channel. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.